Okay, so let me tell you what happened late last night. It was like a second wind came over me. I went into the front room, turned on some country music, got out my 2 pound weights, and I had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that the next 2 nights because we dropped Grandpa's car off today, but there's a whole long story about this. So, anyway, last night was a great workout, thought I would share. Uh, this morning, I woke up. I was trying to sleep in. On my days off, y'all know how much I like to sleep in. Well, I looked at the phone. It went off about 9:30ish, and I realized I had a message from the auto place. I listened to it. Basically, they couldn't understand my handwriting. That's a gist of it. So I call them back, and first they tell me A, they didn't pencil me in after we talked on Friday. B, they were going to work me in. There was one ahead of me, but they wanted me to know they were going to work me in. And uh, they would let me know what they find. Okay, so I'm thinking it's no big deal. They know now it's a squeak. The squeak is somewhere in the car. They'll let me know what they find. I had breakfast, and then the phone rings again. Bad news. He goes, I hope you're sitting down. I said, well, I just finished breakfast, was getting ready to go outside and level the gravel. I said, what's going on? I said, is it dead? He goes, no, it ain't that bad, but it's bad. He says, you know how we put on new brakes? I said, yeah. He goes, well, you need new rotors now. And I was like, excuse me, we just did brakes. What are you talking about? And he's like, at that time you didn't need rotors, but now you do. So he was nice. We worked together on it, and I'm now on a payment plan with Grandpa to pay him back because I was $40 away from being paid in full with a battery that he had to help me on, and now add on top of that $150. I'm so distraught. It's not even funny. But after that was over, I said to Grandpa, here's what I want to do. Let's go get some. We dropped, went to go pick up my car. He dropped his off, and after I leveled the gravel, let's back way up. I leveled the gravel to the best of my ability, which I had to use a snow shovel and a rake. And I was like going, it's still not the way I want it, but it's better than having lumps. So there's less lumps, but I don't like that there's a big pile of gravel by a tree stump and no gravel back by the other tree stump, hardly. So that's what I was trying to work hard on, which was just about not happening. A truck kept driving by, black truck. But I'm at the new point of my life where, Donna, do your job and just move. So I did my job of doing the um, gravel, which was fun, which the city drove by too. It was kind of funny. I wanted to say, anybody else want to drive by, take pictures? Here I am, not in my best clothes, and I'm out there with my hair tied up almost in a bun because it's getting so long. And here's people driving by, and I'm just like, maybe it's because I look so ragged today or how I feel. Um, anyway, at that point, I come back in the house flustered and angered. And Grandpa, he's sitting up watching TV. He had a totally off day today. He just did not feel good. So I took a shower. We went to go pick up the car. And then he left his car. And we told him we don't know when my next day off. We know they're not open Saturday. So we were like, you have whenever. And Grandpa's like, no working out for the next 2 nights because you may just have to take me out there to get my car. And I'm like going, but we told him. He's like, you heard me. I think maybe it disturbed his sleep last night because it was so late at night. Maybe that was it. But I had a really great time last night working out. Um, anyway, for lunch today, I had a healthy choice dinner. Grandpa tried his Meals on Wheels, but he didn't approve of it. So he said, fix me one of those chicken sandwiches out of the freezer. So I did and gave him that and his RC. And then, but that was later in the day. He didn't eat till later in the day. I ran the errands first, went out to Walmart, uh, seen a few faces there that I knew. That's all I'm going to say about that. Got what I needed and went over to Aldi's and again seen a few faces I knew. One person in particular, that conversation was absurd and stupid. So Um, that's all I'm going to say about that. Got what I needed there. And then went to County Market. Got a good surprise there. Got what I needed. And then when I give them my Max card, it knocked $4 off the bill. That was pretty cool. While I'm at County Market, the phone rings. It's Cousin Penny. She's wanting to do my taxes. We hadn't done them yet. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to drop that off. So I said, but I'm seeing you Saturday. She's like, this is just reminding you, seeing you Saturday. And I said, okay, okay. I said, what I'm going to do is go ahead and drop them off. That way you'll get the head start and I won't lose it before then. Because I have a tendency to misplace things, just saying. And she's like, okay, okay. And so we came home. I unloaded the groceries. I loaded up everything we got her for Valentine's Day, St. Pat's Day, and also some other goodies that Grandpa wanted to give her, and dropped it off along with my taxes. Told her, hey, take your time, no rush, So, anxious on that. Then, if that isn't good enough, if any one thing, it's another. I told her my concerns of leaving Grandpa home alone that long because he was just having an off day and he hasn't been acting like himself. And she understood where I was coming from, so she was like, hurry up and go home. So, didn't get to visit too long, but I told her, she's more than welcome Sunday, because now that the car is in tip-top shape, it's so funny. They're like, we really don't want you driving. Can you, please stay in town and stay off the roads? And it's like, but I have a car. Yeah, we really don't want you driving. And the guy goes, we can't say that enough. He goes, the reason being, he goes, you're so rough on your own car. He goes, you haven't even reached 50,000 miles yet, and you've got new tires. You have new brakes. You now have new rotors. He says, on top of that, a new battery. He goes, I know it sits outside, but Donna, he goes, let me just tell you, when you brake, you can't be braking all the way to the floor and throwing everybody to the front to the back. He goes, not only that, he says, you just got to be more careful. And I just felt like, here I am getting another speech. Today was like speech, speech, speech. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote down 4 of the questions for Dear Bombshell. And I'm going to really try to be happy and upbeat. And I will do my best for you all. But honestly, I am not cheerful. I feel like I just don't know. I mean, it's like that part where you're like, you throw your hands up in your air and you're just like, we'll just see what happens, I've just felt so aggravated all day long, and so everything was just bubbling to the surface because it's like, okay, I'm paying this to pay this to pay this, and it's just ridiculous. And I know some of you are like saying, well, you're going to get your tax return, you're going to get your stimulus here, which I pray comes in before Saturday. Just saying, that's on a side note. But I don't know. I'm at my wit's end. That's all I can say of that. I'm feeling really stressed right now, a strain. But I just pray that for improvement, So bear with me when I do your relationship advice. It may not be the sunshiny, love conquers all kind of advice you get, and take it with a grain of salt. It's just one person's advice on what you should do, okay? Don't take it to heart. So I will probably give a speech at the end of it. That way you all won't feel like I'm being so negative. And I don't want that. I want you to feel like I'm a positive person trying to see the best for you all, because I want what's best for your guys and your relationships. I truly do. But today, I had a conversation with somebody in a store that was just bizarre. That's the best word you can think of it. Okay? And I'm shrugging it off for what it is, going, I can't focus on it. So what I'm going to do right now is get the 4 questions, which are 2 questions from the guys, 2 questions from the girls. We're going to sit here. I'm going to do it. And like I said, take it with a grain of salt, because I'm just not that cheerful right now.